Hello, I am SJ, and I am going to be your featured chef today on the Simply Cooking channel. So currently, I am in Sam's Club looking for some items that I'm going to be preparing for you today. So be sure to come on over to the Simply Cooking channel and get prepared, because I'm going to be preparing some food for you today. And you don't have to be following Simply Me just to become a Simply Cooking watcher. So I will see you in a bit as I go ahead and pick out some good food for our cooking channel. But it's going to be something I'm going to eat, because I'll be damned if I'm going to cook something I'm not going to eat, okay? So hopefully you like it. Grocery store early, especially these wholesale clubs as well. You want to come early to the grocery store, because a lot of times they'll have meat reduced for quick sale, usually at the beginning of the day. So here we have the top sirloin steak is a 2-pack. Now you got to use it by the 12th, but today's the 10th and we're going to use it today anyway. So we save a couple of dollars just by grabbing it today. I'm still in the meat department, and what I did find here is lamb. And so I started looking through the lamb to see if they had any of them that might have been reduced, but they didn't. But I did come across this one. It's $11.49, and that could actually be enough for 2 to 3 people depending on what you serve with it. So we're going to prepare some lamb loin chops today. Hey, look, product of New Zealand. I'm still in the meat department, and I'm decided I want to do something with some ground beef. Now I'm torn between this one, which is $2.85 a pound, and that one's $3.05. What's the difference? Well, this is ground beef and this is ground chuck. What's the difference? Ground chuck is made of mostly the higher cow parts, whereas the ground beef can be made of any of the parts of the cow. That includes the tongue, the feet, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go through here. There's none with reduce, but I'll go ahead and get this one. I usually do regular potatoes, but I seen these little bitty potatoes, and it was a 5-pound bag, so I'm gonna go with these, and I think I'll serve that with my lamb chops. I also like asparagus, and this is a 2-pound bag at $2.24. So I'm gonna grab some asparagus also. So I am pretty much done with most of the things that I need to prepare my meal. And you're probably like, what is she gonna make? Well, I'm gonna meal prep, and I don't usually like the same thing every day. So I'm gonna mix it up. But I wanna show you something I seen in here that I can't believe is in here. Have you heard of that yum yum sauce? Well, they have it here. So I'm gonna grab this and try it too. I actually made this with my friend Sultry Simone. So yeah, I'm gonna get home so we can start cooking. Hangry, I'm angry. Hangry? Yeah. So let's get started cooking. I'm gonna start off with the lamb chops. Okay, here we go. Okay, the first thing with the lamb chops, I have washed them off, and I'm going to go ahead and season them with the accent, the garlic spread, and my Maggi. I've got my skillet on, and a trick with the onion, run it in cold water if you don't have the onion gargles. This will keep your eyes from watering and getting all watery. And I'm going to use a little bit of butter and put it in a pan. And I'm going to just saute my lambs. Okay, so here's how I'm going to season mine. I've got my butter in there, and it's already starting to brown. I'm going to put a little bit of Maggi in there. Now, you can do this directly on the meat, but this is just how I'm doing mine. Put a little of this garlic spread in there. And, of course, accent. You know accent brings out the flavor. And good thing it ain't salty. And then I'm going to throw some onion in here. Now, as it starts sauteing or cooking, you mix it in. I added a little bit more butter. And now I'm going to add my lamb chops. And I just want to brown them because I'm going to actually finish them in the oven. Not bad, huh? 11? 1, 2, 4, 6 of them for $11. Not bad. So basically, I'm just going to saute them around in there. Let them pick up the flavors. Get a little brown. And then I'll finish them in the oven. So here's your pork loin. I've taken it out of the skillet. Taken some of the juices. I'm going to put some aluminum foil over it and put it in the oven and let it finish cooking. Now, I saved my drippings for the pan because I'm getting ready to do the potatoes. I'm cleaning my potatoes. I have them in water and I use a brush. You add a lemon juice to the water and you can clean them. I'm keeping my skin on mine. And then I'm going to take my onions and add it to that same skillet and put these in there. I've cleaned and cut my potatoes. I put them in that same pan. I'll put a little pat more of butter in there. And I'm going to add just a little bit more onion. Smothered potatoes, you know you're supposed to have a lot of onion in there. I'm putting it in there. And then I'm going to cook it on low with the lid. And just let that cook on low. The asparagus is next. We're going to wash it and clean it and then cut the stems off. I'm going to melt the butter. And then I'm going to probably add a little bit of onion and cover it with a lid. And then cook it on really, 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 really low. That's the way I like my asparagus. Potatoes. Almost done. Asparagus is going to be a minute. We're going to start on this top sirloin. First thing I'm going to do is take it out of this package and wash it down. Wash the meat off. And here's what it looks like. Now I got my onion over here ready. But here's the seasonings I'm going to use. I'm using some garlic, herb, black pepper, and sea salt. And then I found this KitchenAid at the Arnold Classics. It's KitchenAid. And it's turkey. And even though it's turkey for gourmet burgers, it has a really good taste for beef. I didn't get the turkey flavor out of it. And then, of course, I'm going to use accent to enhance the flavor. Now, even though this is a better cut of meat than ground round, you can take your beater and help make it soft. So, for those of y'all that don't like the red meat or don't want the meaty light pink, but you want a good tender steak, this will help you get your tender steak. I've seasoned up my sirloin. And now I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Now I put those big chunks of onions on there because I like roasted onion. And I wanted to have some flavor, so that's why I was touching that seasoning. And then, of course, I put it on one of these kind of pans that has little grill marks on there. And I'm going to throw this in the oven for a little bit. Here is the lamb and potatoes that I made. And now I'm going to have some dinner while I'm still cooking my sirloin. Here's what we got so far. We have some sirloin steak along with the asparagus. And I cook it on slow because I like to eat the ends of mine and I don't want them to be gummy. And I like my asparagus like this. See? So it don't be chewy. All right, so we've cooked asparagus so far with the steak. And lamb with potatoes. Filling in the crust, pineapple, and melt a whole stick, maybe a little bit more, stick and a half of butter. All you need to do is mix these in here together. I am not a fan of cherry pie, not straight cherry pie. But when it's mixed with these pineapples, it changes the flavor somehow. So you're just going to mix these two things together. Mix it really good. Something about the pineapples that offsets those cherries, because I can't stand a mouthful of cherries. Smooth it out. And you take your yellow cake mix and pour it across the top. And smooth it out. Then I'm going to grab this melted butter. So now you're going to just pour the butter across the top. And the key to this, because the butter can actually mess it up, is to spread the butter around. Now, you can do a little bit over a stick, but I wouldn't go as far as 2 sticks. 1.5 is good. But it's the butter that helps to cook and makes the crust so pretty. And then you want to just basically cook it until done. I usually do about 350 and for about 40 minutes or so. Here's a real easy snack. You need some shredded cheese, some pepperoni, your choice, bacon bits, you don't have to, and a container that goes in the oven that you can put it in. The next thing you do is decide how you want to put them in there. So I started off with this side, I put cheese on it, and on this side I put pepperoni. Now I did wash my pepperoni because I think pepperoni is really oily. Now I'm going to go back over and put the pepperoni in on top of the cheese, and then put the cheese on top of the pepperoni. Alright, so here they are filled up. I put the pepperoni on the bottom on this one, some bacon bits, and then the cheese. And then on this one, cheese at the bottom, bacon bits and pepperoni. And now we're going to put them in the oven on 350 for about 8 minutes. Alright, here is your keto-friendly snacks. These are pepperoni and cheese. And these are fresh out the oven, so I didn't even give them a chance to dry. And see how the pepperoni does cause a lot of grease. That's the only thing. That's why I do rinse them like I do. And then what you want to do is just put them on like a napkin. But guess who's out of napkins? So I put them on that tiny tile. Hello to the Simply Cooking group. I'm SJ, and I was your featured chef today. Here's my little keto-friendly snack. Tastes good, even if you're not keto. I'm not going to chew with my mouth closed, right? I'm going to open. I mean, you know what I mean, right? Anyway, I want to take time out and thank you for even coming here and watching me cook. Y'all know damn well I can't cook. But we ain't got time to be playing games. We got to eat, no matter what. So, I just wanted to share what I cooked today.